Guys, 2 weeks ago exactly, I told you this exact scenario and exactly how I played the move with Ethereum and ADA. And since the update, Ethereum has pumped over $300 and ADA has dropped by over 30 cents. So before we go any further, I'm just going to play a clip of February 27th and literally word for word, exactly as I said in that video. That is exactly what played out for both Ethereum and Cardano. And if you would have done or just listened to the advice in that video, boy oh boy, your piggy bank cheeks would be thanking you right now. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. You see a coin pumping for a few weeks, the coin that you're invested in, let's say in this case it's Ethereum, isn't doing too well. So, you take Ethereum, you might be losing for a few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, you just see it go down and you're like, oh geez, you know what? That's it, I'm gonna pull the trigger, I'm gonna take my Ethereum position and let's say put it in Cardano, because Cardano is doing so well right now. And as of the last week, Ethereum isn't doing very well. But a huge mistake people are gonna make is they're gonna say, Ethereum's underperforming, forget it. I'm selling all my Ethereum and then I'm gonna buy ADA at the top. That very, very, very often in my experience, just my personal experience, that has almost never worked. The much better strategy that I've adopted is when we see a coin and we see it just kind of underperform, very similar to like Ethereum here, and we just see it getting beaten down and a few weeks go by and people start they lose confidence in it. Usually, after those few weeks, because it's normally kind of like a few week type phenomenon, after those few weeks, a lot of people capitulate. They say, you know what, forget it. I'm selling my Ethereum in the example I'm making right now. I'm selling my Ethereum and I'm going all in Cardano. Next thing you know, after Cardano's been up for, Cardano's been up for weeks at this point. So, you buy in, you go all in on Cardano after you sell your Ethereum. But then next thing you know, Cardano initiates a 1 to 2, 3 week pullback. And then finally, after all of our waiting, that is when Ethereum starts pumping. And so that's why I'm going to 100% just tell you exactly what I'm doing. I personally am not selling my Ethereum. This is, in my opinion, a very bad time because Ethereum has underperformed. And at least in my experience, coins that are fundamentally very valuable, usually when they underperform for an amount of time, it doesn't last very long. And that's why I'm just saying I personally think this would be maybe the worst time to absolutely exit your Ethereum position, even though it does look very weak right now. Like I mentioned, it's below the 50-day. Just in my experience, I think making a sell into ADA with my Ethereum position is not something I'm going to do right now. And guys, to sum it up, right now, ADA, in my opinion, is still not looking strong in the short term. Now, let's be realistic here, because again, guys, I am not being ultra bullish, which a lot of new people in the space, that is the only thing they want to hear. But if those new people in the space, many of you did, many of the people that have also been watching this channel did listen and did basically the same thing. Basically, if you would have just, not taken my advice, but considered what I said, you would be in a much better position right now between Ethereum and ADA. But the question is, how did I know that, right? As you saw in that clip, this happens over and over and over again. And when you start seeing comments from emotional investors, like we've been seeing from ADA investors, it's a red flag. And what did I do? I listened to that red flag. A lot of the times people don't listen to that red flag, and that gets them into a mess because they don't use their brain, they stick with their emotions instead. And this is a perfect example of how when you use your emotions, it doesn't really pay off. You cannot use your emotions in the situation. Over the past week, specifically since I made this ADA video, so many people were telling me, you know what, no, we're just gonna keep going straight up. A lot of people, and again, this video got a lot of views because if you post an ADA video, you're gonna get a lot of views because there's too much hype right now. One thing I noticed as well, guys, ever since XRP community kind of died down a little bit, I've noticed a huge exodus in part from XRP investors to ADA holders, and I don't think that's good. I think ADA is probably going to be a great project. I still have all my ADA. Okay, but that warning from 2 weeks ago was a red flag that there are way too many emotional investors just clicking on every ADA hype video and every ADA hype tweet or hype article. It never ends well. And that literally so far is exactly what's been happening in the past 2 weeks since I initially said that. Ethereum was looking bad and it popped. ADA was looking very strong and it went down because that's just what happens. So everybody commenting on tweets or videos saying, oh geez, why is ADA going down? I just gave you 2 weeks. I tried my best to kind of give you a frame of reference to understand why, way before it happened. instead of instead of telling you why is ADA dropping after it's already dropped, guys, this is something we've talked about. We talked about here, but then the other video I made was back on February 27th, so that was, I think, included in one of these videos. I think I included it at the end of one of these videos. So basically the point here is, the second you start seeing people screaming that ADA is the next ultimate Bitcoin 2.0, ADA is going to kill Ethereum, all that nonsense, that's your signal that, yeah, you know what, we're probably not going to keep going up over the next week or so at least. It's time to pull back. Every time you see people start screaming that nonsense, it's literally never been a signal to keep buying. That's always been like a short-term top signal. So if you learn anything from this video, it's that please, just try to keep your emotions out of investing. But again, emotional new investors are not going to take your advice for the most part. Emotional new investors just want you to tell them that the price is going to be at $2 by tomorrow at noon. Well, guys, so if you're new to the channel and actually want realistic updates, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Without any further ado, that's it for me. Bye-bye.